Hello, dear friends, and welcome to Alatra TV India. Today we continue discussion about the creative society, and we are glad to find out the vision of our special guest. But before they introduce, I would like to remind all our viewers that the Creative Society project is unique global project of our mankind. So please visit alatraunites.com to find more information about this project. So my name is Olga and my co-host for today, Payal. Hello, Payal.
Namaste, Olga. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Alatra, India. Yes, with great pleasure, I would like to introduce today's guest, Miss Deepal Vora. She is a school education enthusiast, head of program management, operations and facilitator network at Empower, and an artist. Welcome, Miss Vora. You are
Thank you
a corporate You are a corporate professional who moved to education. Could you please share why you changed the field of activities? What is your primary focus nowadays?
Thank you, Thorn. Thank you so much, Payal and the Creative Society and Olga for having me here. It's a privilege to be speaking to people like you who inspire and motivate us. So to tell you the truth, moving to education was actually just a temporary stopgap arrangement for me because I belong to a very hardcore corporate world. I wanted to have a work-life balance, and so I moved. Little did I know that it would impact me to such a great extent, right? When I started working with children, I realized that it gives you immense power to be able to change their mindset. You learn a lot of them. Okay, they help you learn a lot of things that you never thought about, and their minds are so malleable. They are so pure. They are so innocent. I just knew that this was my calling. Okay, I could never want to go back to the world where I could not create a change, or could not help somebody step into this world with skills. And I knew that I had to be around children, do something for them, and always help them be empowered. And this is how I changed fields. And it was my calling. It was absolutely my calling to be with children from now and forever. And uh, so uh, the so when you asked me what was the primary focus nowadays, right? So we at Empower, so we're building a bridge for these children to walk confidently into the future. There's a lot of potential in education, right? We are still in the baby steps in our country to get the children to a different platform. So we are building a fulcrum, okay, a fulcrum with an entrepreneurship mindset. Okay, we're developing programs for kids to build their 21st century life skills, to be able to think like responsible citizens, to be able to take the right step, not to be afraid of failure, to deal with ambiguity, to deal with change. I think that is the primary focus, to reach out to the masses that are there.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much.
Thank you,
Over,
Miss.
over to you, Olga.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Depal, for your inspired answering, and thank you so much that we have such a nice and good teacher like you. And also, I want to ask you the main question, what we ask in all our guests, and could you please share your vision of the creative society where all conditions are created so that the best human qualities prevail, where every person lives a fulfilled life. What is creative society for you?
So our vision starts with young children. Okay, our vision is to empower these children, to give them the values, the skills, the understanding. Only when they have the vision and they have the skills do we build a better society, because today's kids are going to take over tomorrow's world. So vision is to help them also understand and make them a part of this creative world that we adults are creating for them. Okay, so we want them to understand that they should follow their passion. They should strive towards living a fulfilled life. Not everything should revolve around grades or marks, but it should be a cause for the people, by the people. There should be a common string that should, get us all together to make this place better. I completely agree with the quote of the Creative Society. Let's create together the future that humanity deserves. Okay, everybody deserves a better place. Traditionally, in our education system, we have been taught to, look at the left and the right brain, the analytical and the creative mind. Rest, everybody is like on one side. They don't really fall into it. So, how do we get all together and build a beautiful society where every human qualities are brought to the forefront? The children, they understand how to step into the future with these qualities and not be afraid of who they are, but actually come out as beautiful individuals and make this place a better place for all of us to be in.
Very beautifully said, Deepal, and it is very important. Vision is very important, and we should give more focus for children's development rather than focusing on their grades and marks and all. So thank you for sharing this. And my another question goes out to you is, we understand that it is possible to build a creative society where all people unite around one goal, to create a world where everything is directed to improve the quality of our life. You are working with these teams. In your opinion, how can humanity become one team?
So everyone, each one of us wants to create values for themselves, right? Everybody's striving in their own personal capacity to be better. And we are sure that everyone wants to create some change or some difference, and in their lives, in other lives. So we are creating an opportunity for individuals. Like, we have a group of individuals who we work together with, and we look out for such people who are so passionate about creating a change amongst the young students, which are there. We're always in lookout for such people, and we all share a common goal, is to empower the next generations with the skills which we haven't got. When we were young kids, we never got the skills that we were needed, right? We just kind of acquired them through learning or through failures, which was okay. But I think if we would have these kind of skills that we needed, we would have been a different society altogether. Even today, why are we all getting together? Is to create a better society. So if we have create these skills already and empower people with it, and build a community like we are building a community of trainers, they all are so passionate about it. We are sure to achieve our goal because all like-minded people are coming together. And as one team, we are building like a chain, a chain of people, who keep on passing that knowledge to others, and the others will come and join us, and then we're building a bigger and bigger community. Our lives are getting better. Their lives are getting better because the more number of people you speak to, the more learnings you have, the more experiences you share, the more creative you become. It's just like an endless circle of learning and giving, and learning and giving. And yes, it's one team, has to be one team, otherwise we'll not be able to survive.
Yes, thank you so much, Deepal. And I like you mentioned before, to be on one side. And why we cannot be on one side, and a good side, to create better world for ourselves, for our kids, for our new generation, and to do something good, to not be separate, to do not fight with each other. Yes, and thank you so much for your answer.
There is one point I want to add. Sorry, I just missed that out. So in this community that we're creating for kids, we are also taking together the teachers, right? Teachers are the ones who are empowering the kids. Now, if we leave the teachers behind, then who's going to take care of them? So we are pulling them in our team, saying that, we will give you skills to be able to empower the next generation. So it's like in a complete circle. You can't have a group of children without having the same mindset of teachers. So the teachers are something, we are building an ecosystem of teachers, giving them the power, helping them take the initiative, and making a unified team. So teachers is also the core of, this entire mindset that needs to be created.
Yeah, thank you. And nowadays, people from all countries are conducting the biggest social polling in the history of mankind to find out in which world we want to live. As a result of those millions of interviews, the AIDS Foundation were formed. So let's watch a short video about this AIDS Foundation.
The biggest social polling in our entire history of civilization has been conducted during the last 10 years by people around the world. 180 countries, millions of people of different social statuses, denominations, nationalities, talk about the society in which they want to live in. And this is a creative society based on the answers of the people from around the world. 8 foundations of creative society were established. A society where all people can live in happiness, peace, and prosperity. This is that very society that our prophets bequeathed to us. All prophets talked about the value of life, freedom, honesty, common human values, equality before God, mutual respect, and unification of people, about love for each other. They talked about the common truth and about the world which we can create. The prophet said, there will be a time when we're able to build a creative society. We are honored to live in the time which the prophets talked about, when everyone is chosen.
Yes, and we're honored to live in this time when we can change our future. And we know, Dipal, you read the article about the 8 foundation and stages for building the creative society. And I will read now 8 foundation, last foundation, self-governing society. But could you please comment on this 8 foundation about self-governing society? So the concept of power in the creative society is absent. Since this responsibility for society is a whole, its development, living condition, and harmonious format lies with each human. Everyone has the right to participate in the management of the affairs of the creative society and in adoption of laws that improve human life. The resolution of society socially important, socially significant, and economic issues that affect the quality of a human's life is submitted for public discussion and vote. So, Dipal, can you comment on this foundation, please? What do you think?
Yes, it's a very important aspect of of understanding what each one can do, that each one has a power to make the change, that every human has a right to live the kind of life they want, and also appreciate, also take the ownership of creating a society they want to live in. I cannot depend on somebody else to create a life I want to live. So if I take the power and create like a snowball effect, I keep on getting people together and keep on moving, then we all have a society that we all want to live in, and we self-govern it. We don't need anybody else to tell us what to do. We are all creative, we are all like-minded, and we all form this ecosystem where, where we are appreciated for what we do, and we value the life that we have. We create a very strong basis of peace, of love, of kindness, of giving, of sharing, of giving away. I mean, I think that self-governing part is so important. We cannot expect others to guide us on the path we want to live. It has to be a society of people who all come together and talk about or make the lives they want to create, improve human life. A really important, really significant part. It will go into, obviously, it will go into economic growth, into a lot of things. This is, I'm sure it's bound to happen someday or the other. Uh, it's an important part of, I think, very important part of society.
Very well expressed, Deepal, and I really liked what you said. We all individuals are very unique and very creative, and we come as a spiritual beings, and to create something more happier, what we do, and more peaceful, where we stay with our relationships as well as in the world. So, as it is said, Deepal, you witnessed the positives as well as the bottlenecks of the current schooling system. Could you please share how you see the education sphere in a creative society where everything is directed towards development of the best human qualities and talents?
Yeah, so being a part of an educational institute for many years, I realized that grades and marks are something which are very overemphasized. Okay, there are many other aspects to human life, like there is sports, or there are skills, or there is communication, there is how to deal with different kinds of people around you, how to collaborate with them. Uh, all these aspects were kind of being missed out for these kids, right? They are in the formative years of their life. How could we not give them these skills, but just focus on some of what we thought is important? Everything is important, no doubt about that. They have to learn the core subjects, but these are some life skills that the students need. And this change is so important. I'm sure this change is coming, and when it comes, it will just take everybody along with it. But the change is needed immediately, and those are the steps that we are creating. Okay, best human qualities. So I have a student who's good in math, and you see their hoardings, probably they scored 100 and 100 in math. But if a student is good in music, I don't see any hoarding saying that, he did well in music. He's a great, fabulous singer. So where is his skill being honored versus a person who's doing well in math? So if there needs to be a balance, then the balance has to be created by us. Who else is going to create the change, right? We are the ones who are going to create this change. So we are going to help the education system identify these qualities, help them along with the core skills, and then build a path for them. So when we teach children about entrepreneurship, we're teaching them that if you're good in music, then create your own path. Okay, create your own avenues of learning. What is suited for you? Create yourself. If they don't understand how to create a life for themselves, then they will keep on waiting for somebody else to make a life for them. So entrepreneurship, actually, when you see the mindset, is having the entire responsibility of what you do. I cannot depend on anybody else. So if I understand this mindset now, today, whatever skill, whatever quality, whatever I have, I can sail into the future confidently without having any thoughts about, or fear about failing. Failure is learning, after all. So if this is introduced into the society now, everything that the students do or everything that society does will come out as best, right? And together we will create a society which everybody is comfortable living in. No child should be fearful of, that somebody else is doing better, and how do I make a change, or I'm not even up to his level, or I don't have a big car, I have a small car. If you're happy with what you do, if you know your passion, if you've succeeded in your own way, that's success. Okay, that's success, and that's the quality and the talent that everybody should know of, not really what has been created as a bubble around us. That's not what we are. We need to break these mindsets and create something different for the society.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dipal. And how do you understand the evolution of humanity? What we people have to improve to become better than we can feel, then that we can feel proud to be called humanity? How you think?
Evolution of humanity, yes, we have evolved from our ancestors and we are much better. So evolution for the next generation will be to empower the next generation. So they are going to live there and they are going to create this entire ecosystem for themselves. Evolution would mean to be able to understand yourself, to be able to look at others, respect others, all these aspects that the children will know or they understand, and create a better society. Okay, we mean to be proud of who we are and the world we live in, right? We cannot drive it to destruction because of what's happening around us. So I think evolution of mind will only lead to evolution of humanity. Okay, so if you help everybody evolve their minds, empower them to evolve their minds, then that's an evolution of humanity. I think that's how it's worked earlier as well, and everybody should be proud of getting this life and living it as per their terms.
Mindset is the key, Deepal. Very well said.
Yeah.
In the current consumer format of society, money is the highest value. Creative society is a society where human life is the highest value. How do you see the concept of entrepreneurship in such society?
So success, happiness is all defined by the society, right? Right now, if we have a lot of money, we have your big house, big cars, then you're succeeded. But we know for a fact that not everything is about these objects that is there. It's all about knowing self, becoming happy from inside. No matter how much money I have, can never be happy if I'm not happy from inside. If I don't value the person I am, if I don't come out with the qualities that are there inside me. So we kind of created this activity for kids, which is called as Ikigai. If you heard about this concept, it's a Japanese concept of creating an environment or creating something which will make you happy and create a career out of it. Okay, something which makes you happy. It's not impossible to create a career out of it. Create a career out of it, and entrepreneurs are the ones who have the highest responsibility. I think they are the ones who drive the society. We need to create a lot of change makers. Right? If I don't make a change, then how am I being useful? I need to create a community like that, right? So highest value to money concept has to be flipped. Okay, it just needs to be flipped and say the highest value is human life, and that is something that everybody needs to understand and take forward. Entrepreneurship forms the base of this thinking. Okay, we helps them to think about many aspects of life without having to completely take them away from their core beliefs. So everything is encompassed in this one concept of entrepreneurship, the mindset that we want to change for the kids.
Thank you so much, Dipal. And I agree with you. Like you said, in consumer society, yes, the highest value is money, but in creative society, human life, the main value. Yes, and tell me, please, Dipal, in your opinion, how important it's to change the format of our society now?
I think we are just following what has been done previously. And if you don't change it now, then it will just become a place, not a happy place to be in. So very important to change the society now. It always be now. Okay, that now factor will always be there, because there will always be aspects of change that will keep on happening, right? Change is something which will happen. Like creative society also talks about change, how to manage change. So if we tell the new generation that everything you do will change, and you have to accept change, you have to embrace change, you have to work with change, then it becomes a comfortable place. If I'm afraid of change, I'm afraid of uncertainties, ambiguities, then I fall into a trap of, not being able to cope up with where everybody is going. So important to change the society now, very important to change the mindset. And I think that's what I think about, the change that is needed. It's like right now.
Very three key points you shared: accept the change, embrace the change, and be the change. So
Yeah.
now we would like to show a short video from the Conference Creative Society, United We Can.
That the Creative Society can be built in less than 10 years. Can you imagine? We can actually live in a beautiful world in less than 10 years. So how do we do it? Let's talk about the stages of the Creative Society. We have to go step by step in order to build the Creative Society. So the first stage of building the Creative Society is the informational stage. Globally, people need to know about the Creative Society. This is the most important stage. When each person understands what Creative Society is and supports it, then they can go on the platform allatraunites.com, click the Join Us button, and pick one of the three options to register. And we can see the video on the screen right now on how to do it. So this step is very important. And what is it going to give? It's going to give an understanding of the number of people in each country that support the Creative Society. So then when there is more than 50% of the active electorate in the country supports the Creative Society, then it is possible to move to the second part. And this is the creation of the electoral platform. The electoral platform is a site created in each specific country where each person can register with their own personal information. Electorate will choose for themselves the politicians who will share the Creative Society. Can you imagine only choosing those politicians that will actually share the same ideas as we do, the people? When the electorate chooses politicians with the use of the electoral platform, then there is a certain understanding between the electorate and the representatives that were chosen. The first law that must be passed is the law on the electoral platform. It is the right to recall, to regulate, and it is the legal framework. And this is very important. And of course, as we said, everything has to be moved in stages and in steps. The second law that the electorate has to pass is the implementation of the 8 foundations into the constitutions of their country. If the representatives that are chosen do not execute what people want, then people just simply withdraw their vote and re-elect a different person, hold a re-election in their country. As simple as that. And those are the stages of building the Creative Society. It is very simple, and as was said earlier, the power belongs to the people. So we, the people, can make the choice.
Very beautifully said. The power of people, we the people, belongs to people. So we see how it is important not to wait when someone will build a creative society, because it will happen. It will never happen unless we people start to act actively. We are observing that people sometimes really do not care about our common future. What can be the motivation for us, all people, to unite and build a better world, as we all want to live happily and safely? Deepal, your take on this?
So we always wait for somebody to create the change, right? Even when we want to see the change, we just wait for somebody to do it. I think when change is, motivation is recognized, when somebody recognizing that, yes, you've done the change, it motivates you to create more change. So I think recognition is very important for anybody who's trying even a little bit to create change. Creating change alone is possible, but it takes a lot of time. So when we start getting people together to create a common change, then it start becoming bigger and bigger. And that is huge motivation, because we all will unite to make this place better. Okay, we need to create this kind of change drivers. So there is a community of laggards, called as laggards, are people who will wait for things to happen. Okay, and they'll just wait on the sidelines. What we want to create is a community of change drivers who will drive the change, who will be responsible for this change, who will create a safe, healthy, and a conducive environment for everybody to live in happily. And it's important for everybody to know this kind of thinking exists, and that it's not just that it's on paper. Somebody is actually doing this kind of work and creating an entire community to bring the change. So that is such a powerful thought, is already in practice. So I think that if we all come together with a common future goal, then things will change for better, and we are living a happy life. We'll also be able to give it to people who are not able to live this happy life. A lot of children across the world, they lack the basic basic resource to study, right? In the pandemic, when pandemic hit, if you did not have a cell phone or you did not have a mobile network, you were out of school. So what do we do with those kids, right? So if we unite together, I'm sure we can empower them with whatever they need and keep the growth and keep the mindset going. We cannot stop because something has stopped us. So we need to keep that going. And only when we are united can that happen. So yes, I'm sure we are on the right track already.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much. And as we are testing this series of 6 handshakes, whom you would like to invite for our next conversation and to hear his or her vision of the creative society?
I have a list of people who I would like to actually call forward. I think the first name which comes to my mind is Bhuvneshwari. I will share the details of her. I think she's right fit into being a person to talk about here on this platform. Yes.
Cannot wait to see her in our broadcast. Thank you so much, Dipal, for your enriching conversation. And I would like to say as well that if someone want to know more about the project Creative Society, please visit our website allatraunites.com and press the button Join Us. Friends, and I just want also, you can see our website on a screen, and also red button. And please press the button. This Join Us. It's very important, and we will know how many people already say yes to the Creative Society. And once more again, thank you so much, Dipal Payal, to be my co-host. Dipal, for your enriching answering, and friends. I just also wanted to share with you a great news that international online conference is coming up on 24th of July at 3 p.m. GMT time. They will provide an overview of the global crisis which all humanity face in different spheres of our society, and discuss ways to eliminate global threats together. Let's watch a video, and bye-bye.
Modern civilization has reached the point of instability and global crises. The global financial, economic, environmental, anthropological, and climate crises are realities that every person is already facing. But this is only the beginning. The Fourth Industrial Revolution and a threat of mass unemployment, future without jobs, causes of the inevitable collapse of the world economy if the consumerist format is preserved, the problem of overpopulation, rapid depletion of the planet's resources, global climate change. It's time to understand the reality of world threats. International Online Conference, Global Crisis, This Already Affects Everyone, is the event of utmost importance, organized by volunteers from around the world on the platform of Allatra International Public Movement. On July 24, 2021, at 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, a live broadcast of the conference will be streamed on thousands of media channels and platforms, with simultaneous interpreting into more than 60 languages. The future of humanity, self-destruction, or the development of civilization.